Oh, now a bunch comes in. Now look at this. Look what they do. Greg and Don just came in. Okay, I'm gonna mute you guys out though. And we've had our banter, and they should be out. Okay, all right, good guys. Glad you made it. Right on the wire. I don't know. This I tell you what. On the last class, it wasn't until 1 minute till it was supposed to start. There was only going to be two in it, and I knew that. But he showed up at like 1 minute till. I was like, what am I going to do here? So, okay. I do want to, like always, I want to review everything that we got going. So we'll do Banks of the Ohio. We just don't have to do them as slow as we did before, unless someone wants it that way. In these classes, I don't push the speed that much. I may throw one after we've gone through it a couple times at a challenging rate, but only as a challenging rate, And I do suggest that if we have a chance to play through song a bunch of times, that you go to the YouTube clips and you go. Let me just. I got to drain this tea bag out. You go to the YouTube clips and play along with that. Use that as your practice session. Just speed through all this banter. Get up to the next song. Put that a couple. Run it back a couple times after you've played it. Just so you can get through it a couple times. All right. So now let's go ahead and run this. Picks going everywhere. This Banks of the Ohio. Now I've got to go through it 3 times because I've got 3 different ways to get through the C measure stuff. Okay? And that's pretty much the only reason. So the first time through, I'm going to play like it is. The second time through, I'm just going to go to this C and hold it. Okay? And cross-pick the roll in a forward pattern to the first string, being my first note of the next measure. And then the next time I'm going to walk it down with that gorgeous walk down that we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Stay up on this. Back to the top. End it. Okay, 3 times through. On the first time through, let me see some numbers. That's going to tell me how the speed went. Okay, so then, okay, and then the second time through, I guess the numbers aren't going to get any better. How do we do the second time through? The only thing we added was the second time, really I would have thought could have gotten a little better because now you're starting to get accustomed to it. So then the last time through, or like in Nancy's, she's saying it was a little too fast. So then sometimes it's getting like getting your feet tied up, and then you just, but if you can keep going through it, you get accustomed to the speed. So was the last time through okay? I think that's what I'm seeing here. Okay. All right. So then definitely you guys go to the YouTube clip and keep running it back because it's not too fast. We didn't this is the speed we played it at. Let me play Blackberry Blossom at that speed. That's not a fast speed, but it could be in cross-picking because it sounds like there's much more going on. So go back to your YouTube clip tomorrow or tonight if you can, depending on where you are, and run that a bunch of times. It's only 6 minutes in right now, so that was right away, okay, within the first 2 minutes. Let's hold that there. Good. All right. We've got this Cattle in the Cane. Man, I really like that one. And then we've got the Norman lick. So I don't have to pull that sheet out. I finally have it memorized. Any questions or anything on Cattle in the Cane? How are we doing there, guys? Let's give it a shot then. Are there any questions on this sliding up? Yeah, it's a great one. It's a killer song. Now, we're also going to do the high break. I'm hoping. Maybe not. When we go into the 203, there's a lot of songs that I've done in that group that are gone. What I may end up doing is offering them up as another set of lessons. We may do that. I got to figure that out because I hate, we get these great songs, great arrangements, and then if you're not in that class and we move on and that class doesn't happen again for you because you're moving forward, it's gone. So I got to figure that part out. But as I sent you a note today, I also sent the everyone that's been in the upper group, because the 203s are moving into it, and then all of the old upper intermediates are going to be in it as well. So there's 18 of them to add to us, and I don't know if everybody's going to be able to do that. And then I think the way it's going to work, the way it should work, is that when we meet back in September, we would just everyone will slide into that group. Okay, I think that's the plan. Yeah, you signed up for a long time ago, Bob. Yeah, thanks, good. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. If I did it at this speed, throw a hand up if you can stay with me. That's 2. All right, we're going to throw it right there. All right, so we have at least 2 times through. Second time, we're shifting up here on the A part, and I think that's all we've really changed there. And then we have Norman stuff coming up. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Let's do the second way again. Hold it there. Okay, let me see some numbers here. How'd we do there? Good. Good. Okay. I want to try it a little bit faster. Throw a hand up if you can do it faster than that. Okay. We're going to go for it. Now, you may want to mark this down. We're at 12 minutes and 12 minutes 30 seconds, basically. And so this will be a second one to practice along with, just to get a run at it. You know, when I was learning how to play, I had to play along with the CDs. So CDs do not, it wasn't CDs, it was records. I either had half speed or regular speed, right? And you can't play at half speed. I mean, it's like a dirge. So full speed ahead, you know, and I had to run and keep up with it. So I would just keep setting that needle back there and trying it again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, go. Let's go again. One more time. Just one more. Just let it ring out. All right. So there were several hands went up for that speed. Who actually was able to stay with me there? Good. And it sure don't have to be perfect. It just has to be attempted. You know. And now for let me ask this: how many? Throw a hand up if you just tried and stayed in it. You know, kind of didn't make it, but good. That's what you got to do. That's me playing along with the record. Good job, Jim. Yeah, missed chunks, that's right. But you know, when you go through the YouTube clip, Nancy, you said you missed chunks. When you go through the YouTube clip, you're gonna fix the places that you had to drop out at. There, you know, it's the reps and it's the reps at a high speed. You know. I really think so. You know, I really think that's such an important thing. You know what? I used to tell people to take a song to work on your speed, right? First off, it has to be memorized to get it to go really fast. So, you know, whether that one's memorized or not, Flat Picking Hotline. Whether that one's memorized or not, you know, is going to be whatever. But in order to get the speed, you have to push yourself faster than your easy button. You have to push yourself faster than what you're used to playing. So I used to tell students to play, you know, about 30 or 40% faster than you thought you could, knowing that you were going to make mistakes. When you play it normal, you wouldn't make the mistakes, but playing it faster than you think you can, and what happens there is it raises your average speed up. Steve, it seemed like I started the Norman lick a half measure ahead of you. Yeah, you know, Greg, you wouldn't want to start that ahead of me. So we got to figure this out. Let's take the second part. Let me do it real slow. And also, you'll want to note this down where it's 16 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay? So, starting in at the second part. One, it starts at the beginning of the last line. Let me bring it back so I know I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you finish the third line, 2 strums, and then right here. So it replaces measure 14 on. So where are you sticking it in there, Greg? I'm kind of curious now. You've piqued my curiosity. Can you figure where you're starting that at? Did you go get a sandwich or something? I started it there, but I was slightly ahead. Well, it could be you took off on it. Let me play it one time slow, and you put this into a loop off the YouTube, okay? Second part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I wasn't strumming. Yeah, A minor twice. Yeah, that's usually what would happen. Yeah, so you jumped a beat there. Good. Well, another crisis solved. Okay, boys and girls, I got Rainbow staring at me. That was a good one. It had some really neat stuff in it. Okay, here we go with Rainbow. Now, I just like to scan it one time. I don't think that there was anything we were going to add in there. I think the only thing that I do is I may put a punch in there where we start into the second part, because that's what the Texas swing people do. That we did go over the chords and get a nice bass walk thing going. Did you guys work on who worked on the rhythm? Okay, Greg's in. Anyone else? Don, good? All right, you got to work these chords out. Let me see if I can get... There we go. Okay, Rainbow. Now, I will tell you this. If we were sitting there doing privates, you're not playing the lead every time. You're starting it off, and then I'm going to take the next break. And if you don't know the chords, in my class, you're going to memorize it right then. And I think that's why I had a student who was a music teacher. She was a piano teacher, and I gave her a hard time, as you can imagine. And she came in the next week with a license plate, and it said "No Mercy Kaufman," and I've got it somewhere. I don't know where it is. And I said, "Yeah, good. I'll put that on my car." She said, "No, I want you to hang that on your music stand," and that's what I did. Because it's like with you guys. If I think you should be doing something, I'm going to be pushing it pretty hard. So I really think that you would be unprepared today if I said, "Let's go ahead and play this Rainbow, and we'll swap it back and forth." I think you would, and as the same with Catalina Kane. Now I don't know how many of you can get through the chords, you know. Those chords are fun to play. Just play the chords, but play it like you feel it with the lead. Notice I stopped, so I had this changeover into the second part. That's a lot of, that's cool stuff. You can you can just play with that. So anyway, get your chords down. Get your chords down. All right, let's try this Rainbow. I don't want to go too fast, and this doesn't go very fast anyway. Somewhere in here. If I did it at that speed, who could do that with me there? All right, that's where we are. Good. I like it when we're unanimous. Here we go. One, good luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Switch to the rhythm, switch to the chords. Add bass walks if you remember them. Here's the 1 to the 2. Switch back to the lead. back to the lead one time. That means we're taking it home. Okay, how do you think you did on that? Good job. This one's better. Yeah, this one's better than the last one. How'd you do on the chords? Was there any issues there? How'd you do on the chords? Same thing. Fine, everything's fine there. Did you were you able to put the bass walks in? Are you guys freely putting those in? Okay, good. Good. Okay, well, let's leave that one alone. Bob, you took the rhythm classes, right? Did you take Rhythm 102? You know, if you guys ever want to, you know, just work on this, you know, Nancy will tell you, because Nancy, you were in 102, weren't you? I think you were. Oh, just 101? Oh, you dropped the rhythm before it got good. Yeah, you dropped the rhythm when we were just trying to get everybody up to speed. Oh, yeah, good. Yeah, because 102 is a really cool set of issues that we deal with, and then 103 is a lot of swingier stuff. If you're into like one of the ones we do there is I Got Rhythm, you know, which is just a I got rhythm, it's just doing that kind of swingy stuff. There's a lot of that, and then the one what we're working on now is not. It's a mixture of bluegrass and swingy stuff. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff in the 102s and the 103, and then we're kind of done with it. So yeah, I'm glad you're going back for that. Let's go on to Monroe's hornpipe because there's a lot of stuff here to talk about as well. Like I told you, I think when I turned it loose on you, I don't think that this one was going to be a killer challenge. It just had a few issues, you know, measure 10. Now keep in mind, I hope you're doing it this way. I'm doing measure 10 with 2 fingers. When I land on those 2 3s on the second and first string, 2 fingers. You don't want to lay one down. Don't lay one down. Get into the 2. Are y'all doing it that way? I'm hoping. Or is anyone not? Because now, I will tell you this, there's a thing that we'll do at some point, and it's playing off of, this is G stuff. And what I'm doing is strumming my 4 strings. I'm leaving these 2 bass ones out, but I'm strumming these 2 and then the 3rd and 4th string. And if you play melody stuff on the 3rd string, you can add in the 2nd and 1st string. Sally Gooden's great right there. So there's a lot of stuff that can be done when you leave those 2 down, but you can't use 1 finger. You got to use 2. Okay? All right. Let's go ahead and try to run this Monroe's hornpipe one time. Somewhere in here, I think. Who can do it at that speed with me now? So I'm guessing that's good. Good. I'm having trouble putting hands down. There they go. Okay. We're right there then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, Good luck. Back to the top. Hold it there. All right, so how did we do there? Did you like that tune? Good, Greg. Good, Nancy. Yeah, 3. That's about where we would expect it after the first week. Okay, Jim, you hanging in there? Yeah, it's a good song. It's a cool song. Okay, good. All right, try this. You guys, is there anyone that does not know how to do a harmonic? Harmonics? Are we okay there? All right. No hands went up, so I'm going to go on with this. Okay, I use my second finger. Yeah, I use a second finger. I was checking to see if a third felt comfortable, but no. So I'm using a second finger. I'm going to go on the 4th string. I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, and then hold down the 1st string 10. And what you're really doing is playing this chord. What chord is that anyway? Let's see if you can see it. I got the bar across the 12 and I'm holding down this 10. What chord is that? Come on in now. Any ideas? Okay, it is a G. Thank you, Greg. Right, okay. You're playing this G. We're stretching it out one further. All right, so you can do the chimes. No, it's not a D sus. D sus is going to be a D with a G added to it. So it would have been this. There's my D, and then adding this G on the 3rd string, 12th fret. That would have been a D sus. And actually, if you get your 5th and 6th string, it really sounds good. Okay, so we're going to chime across the 12th fret, 4, 3, 2, and then hit the 1st string 10. And it's a down, up, down, down, rest. Go ahead and hit that. Rest. Okay, throw a hand up if you got that. We're going to throw a lot of hands up right now. A lot of hand throwing. And Jim, I'm going to assume yours is good. All right. So now try this on the 1st string 10, 10 to 12, back to 10. Now 12 on the 2nd string, 10. It's all 10s and 12s. Ends on an upswing. So it's the first string, second string, third string, 12. Ends on an up. Okay? Throw a hand up if you got that. And I'm going to turn this around in a minute to throw a hand up if you don't have it. Okay. So we all got that. So the first two measures sound... Where the hands down is not working well. The first two measures. Rest. Rest. Okay? Do that with me. 3, 4. Rest. Okay, again. 3, 4. Rest. Okay? Then it does the first measure again, but the second measure is a little different, but it's same dots. At the end of that, there's no rest. The only thing different, I'm going down to a 9 at the end on the third string. So it's a 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So it's this with the harmonics, second time. Okay, 3, 4. Three, 4, same thing. Okay, throw a hand up if you got that. And see, kind of the hand up if you got it. If you don't have it now, you're going to be okay with it. The hand up if you got it is if I see 1 or 2 people throw their hand up, then I know I've explained it okay, right? And then if you don't have it, it's just that you got to work on it. But I guess I've explained it brilliantly because all of your hands went up. All right, so this is what we got now. We're halfway. Rest. Then you do the first one again. And it's a typical fiddle thing. You got the first phrase, and then you got another phrase. That's the question, then the answer. Then you got the same dang question again. I told you once. Now the answer is going to be different. The answer usually is completely different. And this answer is going to be... So I'm going to hold down on the second string 10, first string 12 with the first and third finger, and I'm going to hit that and hammer onto the 11 on the second string. It's just one hit. Okay, try that. Then I'm going to go to my 10. I already got it down on the second string to the 12 on the 12 on the third string. Then the first string open 2 to get back here. So it's the hammer on, and then 10 on the second string, 12 on the third, open first, open 2, and then you're going to do this. So it's this. Try it up here at this slot, this hammer on. Okay, 3, 4. Let me stop you there. You can hit the 2 strings again, the second hit. Then you're going right to the 12. Okay, 3 and 4 and. Hammer on. Okay, let me play it all the way through. This is a B part. The whole B part. Insertion, substitution. 2, 3, 4. Variation. Okay. And then also, I want to point this out. I gave you the straight, but when I hit this 2, and you'll notice it on a lot of stuff that we do, if it's like a quarter note 2 and then open, I will generally hit these two, a C and an A, and then a B and a G. Almost always, because it's not hard to do, and it adds so much more fullness and richness to what we're doing. Okay. Yes, Nancy, variation, it's a very good word. Are we okay on this variation? Anyone got any questions? I don't. Okay, we're good? Good to go. Good job. That comes from Dan Crary, of course. You know, I've been telling you about the CD. It used to be the record, right, with him sitting under the tree with a comb over. And of course, there's nothing wrong with comb overs, but that be the case. It was called Bluegrass Guitar, and he had a ton of great tunes on there. Monroe's Hornpipe was one, and he did that, and I always thought that was impressive. This is his. He did it. That's just a way. But he did something else up here that was kind of like that. I think that lick I've made my own. He might have. Let's see. He might have done something. He did something equally funky. I know he did, because that's the way he is. All right. Now, you all went through. Did we talk about Lonesome Fiddle Blues last week? Did we do that last week? We played through it, right? We played through a bunch of tunes. And we talked about Lonesome Fiddle at the 5th fret. I was going to see if I could stick the Dan Crary lick right in there, but it wouldn't work. Did any of you guys work on that at the 5th fret? Or we talked about that, right? Good. Okay. All right. Go ahead and work that out at some point, okay? Good. And when you play that, do it this way. D minor, C. So you can see, I want you to see the chord shapes that you're playing in. Okay? So the C is this, you're playing in this C shape. It's all right there. Okay? And then it's back to D minor, which is right here. This one. Then you're reaching up to this 10. You're reaching up to the 10 because there's a D minor right there as well. Barring a this one. Like this A minor, right, at the 10th fret. I just can't reach it without my cutaway. Okay, so work on that. I had notes to ask about it. We have to move on to this Black Mountain Rag. This will be a fun one. Let's see. I'm going to throw these hands down. If there's a question coming up, go ahead and throw your hand back up, because I saw Don and Rob and Bob's hand up, but I think that was left over from the last question I asked. I didn't get them down there. Okay. Now, Black Mountain Rag, the biggest issue that people have here is you can see the first note there is an and beat. It's the and of 4. In the first measure, the last note there is the and of 4. It's a 4, and of 4. Just happens to be a 4 on the and of 4. Second measure, the and of 4. Fourth measure, a 4 on the and of 4. Fifth measure the same. Sixth measure the same. Seventh measure the same. Eighth measure the same. Those are all hit with upswings. When you hit those 4s, you got to be hitting an up. And that's where most people crash on this, because they start with a down and they get off balance right away. But it's a up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. Let's see, then I changed it. Let's see. And. Okay, that's going to be the biggest thing. Make sure you're hitting that on an and. It's not going to hurt to swing your hand wide. And now you can see the fingerings that I've got marked there. When you're up at the 5s and the 3s, it's going to have to be your first and third finger. But I think after you play the first measure, it's a no-brainer. But you are shifting back and forth. You'll shift back the first time at the open of the last measure first line. You got the 4 is going to be your second finger. Okay, because you're up there in that position. Then you shift back. Let's see. When you hit the last 4 there, it's going to be your little finger, more than likely. Because I don't think there's another way to get there. And then when you hit the opens, you shift back of the next line. Okay, let me run it back to the top. And 3 and 4 and. Second ending. Now I'm going to play it all the way through to get it in its entirety, but that's a real important part on the first part. Second part is a breeze, slide in. Okay, this third part is a Carter-style first part. And then here's the big wind-up. Let me go back though to the end of the second page, the end of the first line. Down, down, up, pull off, down. What's hard about that is the note you're pulling off. You're pulling an eighth note off to a quarter note, so the quarter note's going to ring out. You gotta give it the time. It'll sound like this. So now I'm hitting the, well, I'll hit the third part again. When I hit this G measure, I'm going to slide up into second position. Second finger, open, first finger. I'm going to stay in second position through this until I hit the 1 on the second string. The reason for that is this goes really fast, right? And I can move these two fingers a whole lot faster than I can move my second and third waiting on my first finger to do something. So I start my C stuff in second position. F the same way. Here's where I'm going to shift back to first and stay there. Okay, last two measures. This is an important touch of finesse. When I hit that 1 on the second string, I keep that finger down the rest of the measure. See, it's still ringing? Still there. Okay. All right, let me put it all. Any questions on that so far? Let me go ahead and play it all the way through at a fair rate. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Second inning. Second position. Okay. And there you have the monster, Black Mountain Rag. Questions, comments? Throw a hand up. I'll just open your mic. Are we good? Okay. How many of you have already played a break on Black Mountain Rag? So no one. Good. Very good. I'm glad I'm the one to break you in on it. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and hold it there. If you got any questions, send me a note. Get started on it tonight. Go to the YouTube clip tomorrow or tonight when you get it and start going through those songs. Try to get it at the speeds that we're playing them at there, especially when they were too fast for you here. Okay? And work at it. You'll get it in there. I know you will. But you have to push it. Push into it, okay? All right, gang. We shall hold it there. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Take care.